Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And I wanted to do a quick little video for you guys with, I did a big national recap video, which has been pretty well received, just talking about all the great experiences I had at the National. And it truly was a fantastic experience for me start to finish. But after taking a couple days and kind of taking a step back and kind of reminiscing on my first national experience, I did want to share with you guys 3 big regrets that I have from the National, that if I could do it over again, I would do it differently. So number one, I wish I had gotten to meet, I wish I'd put a list together of the people that I needed to go spend 10 minutes with just to kind of firm up my social media hobby relationship with friends of mine. There's a long list of names of guys that I've become friends with over the past 4 or 5 years doing what we're doing. And, we message every day, or we message weekly at the very least. Recently I've gotten to be really good friends with certain guys that I really wanted to kind of meet up with and chat with, but everybody's so frantic and just kind of jammed up. And I only had 2.5 days really at the show. Chris at Card Ladder was ill the first 3 days, and then I left the last 2 days. So our paths didn't get to cross, and Chris has gotten to be a really good friend of mine in the hobby. Aaron at Slab Stocks is a friend who recently we've had some discussions that I'm going to try to get on the show and talk to. I got to say hi. I got to wave at him. I didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time with them. There's a lot of guys that are in the Jordan collecting world that I've really gotten to like and know just through, Instagram messages and DMs and things like that I didn't get a chance to see face to face. A lot of them I did, so it was great. I got to see more than I didn't get to see, but there's a lot of people that I kind of wanted to firm up those relationships, introduce people. There's nothing that can replace, seeing somebody face to face and shaking hands and just telling, somebody how much you appreciate the help or the friendship that you've kind of built in the hobby. So that's kind of regret number one. Regret number 2 was I wanted to do a video, and next year, I promise you, I'm going to spend some money. I wanted to do I knew I was going to forget to do this, and I just got too busy. I wanted to do, how I love top 10 and top 5 lists. I know some people think that's corny or cheesy or clickbait or whatever. I love it. I think it's awesome. Every time I see a top 10 this or top 10 that, I like to click it and then think about it and kind of go from there. And sometimes I'll comment, but I wanted to do a top 10 video of my personal 10 best basketball card dealer tables or display cases at the show. I saw some of the most fascinating, amazing collections. And again, keep in mind, not all these dealers are bringing out their true PC heat, right? A lot of these dealers, if you've got a card you're not going to sell, they don't throw it in that display window, in that showcase at the National, because they don't want to be tempted to sell that card. But I wanted to do, do a top 10 list of the 10 best basketball card displays at the 2022 National in Atlantic City, and just put it on the screen and share picture in picture and show you guys and kind of talk about what was in there. And we could talk for 5 hours about that. I could literally talk about that all day long. Some of them do come to mind. And I'm not going to name names, but there was some there where I was absolutely flabbergasted. And, shockingly, some of them were guys I've never seen. They're just either not on Instagram or Facebook, or you don't see them on social media or YouTube or whatever. But there was display cases there. There was one Giannis collector there. I was absolutely blown away. I had never seen what I saw. I mean, he literally had 2 display cases of Giannis. And if you guys watch my channel, I was buying Giannis like it was going out of style in 2014, 15, whatever. And I was buying little stuff, little baby Giannis stuff, right? Even silver prisms are considered baby compared to what this guy had in his display case. I tried to get a deal done with that guy for Giannis's gold standard RPA PSA 10, and we couldn't get a deal done. In hindsight, I probably should have gone back and just got the doggone deal done, because it was super clean, really good looking card. One of Giannis's better RPAs. But I wanted to do a top 10 list, and next year I'm going to have a little Cajun minion. I'm going to bring my son. along, and maybe one other person, and I'm gonna spend some money. I'm gonna pay them, some money to take that trip with me to Chicago, and I'm gonna put that top 10 list of the 10 best basketball card tables at the Chicago 2023 National together, and then and I'll share that with you guys. That was an idea that I had that I really wanted to do. So that was regret number 2, that I didn't put that together for you guys. I apologize, and next year we definitely will do that. And then number 3 on my regret list is real easy, and it just came down to just not having enough time and trying to get check off items that were on my agenda to do. I really wanted to pull up a chair and sit down at these dollar boxes and sift through it. So those of you who know me very well, obviously you see I'll post big cards, big Jordan cards all the time. I do collect some high-end stuff. But what you guys don't realize is off screen, over my right shoulder is, tens of thousands of raw cards. I love to buy raw cards, clean the cards, submit the cards to PSA, and then keep the stuff that I want to keep, and then flip the stuff that I can flip for profit. And so that's kind of that hybrid collector investor. I wanted to spend probably 5 to 6 hours at the National, and if I'd had Saturday instead of flying back, if I'd had Saturday to work with, I'd have done this. Because at that point I was probably pretty much done buying. I wanted to sit down at those dollar boxes, and what's cool is they had $20 boxes. They had $5 boxes, $10 boxes. They had all sorts of stuff like that. I love looking for deals. I love flipping through there, buying raw cards. They even had $20 slab boxes, which was really cool at a couple of the tables. That is probably a good indication that we're in the junk slab era, like people often like to say in the hobby. But that's one thing that I would have changed as well. Regret number 3 was I didn't get 5 or 6 hours to sit down at these basketball, 3-row white boxes with raw cards in there, and sometimes very low-end slabs, but primarily the raw stuff because I like to buy raw, grade, and flip, or buy raw, grade, and keep cards that I don't have. I wanted to do that, and they had some with 90s cards, which would have been just enthralling and fantastic and fun. I didn't get time to kind of take a breath and decompress, and that just comes from me being a national show virgin, right? It's my first show. I didn't carve out that time. If I had to do it over again, I definitely would carve out literally at least half a day for that. Because for those of you who know me, I mean, I've probably submitted 12 to 15,000 cards to PSA by now. Many of them are very small cards, but like I said, I collect low end to high end and everything in between. And then oftentimes I like to look for deals because there's nothing more fun than buying low and selling high. I mean, that's just part of the allure of the hobby. And a lot of people attach a stigma to that, but I don't. I think that's one of the very fun aspects of the hobby. And the hobby being a profit center, buy raw, grade, and flip gives you the money to build your true collection and your true PC and those cards that you don't put in your display case and the cards that I show you that have Michael Jordan on it that I don't intend to flip or sell anytime in the near future for Cajun eternity, as I like to say. So that was regret number 3. So not meeting all the people that I wanted to meet, and that's just, an unattainable goal, but there's a long list of people that I wish I'd gotten to meet, and I'll make sure I track them down at the Mint in Vegas or at the National next year in Chicago. Not getting to sit down at the dollar boxes and do what I wanted to do as far as flipping through there for half a day or whatever. And then I wanted to do that top 10 list for you guys and show you guys some of the insane heat that was there at the National. For those of you who went, you know what I'm talking about, but it's just hard to comprehend. I mean, there were showcases there with, $2.5, $3, $4 million worth of cards in them. I'm not exaggerating. So I wanted to kind of put those on the screen and then just kind of talk through each of those cards. A lot of them were Jordan cards, which, as you know, is a passion of mine and a lot of the people that watch this channel. So next year, you have my word, I will have a top 10 dealer showcase list video for you guys post-national next year for Chicago 2023. So that's it. I just wanted to share those 3 regrets with you guys. Other than that, the National was fantastic top to bottom. You have my word. This is the last time I'll talk about the National. I know from years in the past, I got sick of hearing about the stupid National because I didn't go, and whether it was resentment or jealousy or whatever. At some point, you just get sick, and it's just time to move on, right? And so you have my word. This is the last time I am going to talk about my National experience, but I wanted to give you those 3 regrets just so you guys maybe don't make the same mistake. Really, it just comes to putting pen to paper and, working through the chronology of it, working through your time segments and making sure you have enough time to do the things you really want to do and prioritize those things. I should have prioritized a couple of these things and I didn't, but I won't make that same mistake next year. You learn from your mistakes and then you move on. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby, and peace.